Hi, good evening. My name is Judith. I work at Esade in the admissions department for the Executive MBA. We are here doing our first Facebook Live video, so very excited. The idea today is that I will explain you a little bit the program, but mainly the idea is that we will share the experience with our two students of this year, Naima, Alexei. Later on, they will introduce themselves, so they will share their own experience. Our executive MBA, it's for people that they are working at the same time. It's on a monthly basis, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, once per month, during 18 months, alternating Barcelona and Madrid campus. So the idea is that people from several different countries, they will skip 3 days the office and then join us during these 3 very intense days, right? Later on, they will explain us. The program starts in October. It's 18 months. The first 14 months, it's a core program. The last four months, when your level of energy starts to go down, the good news is that you will start the intensification period, so the electives. The last part, it's more tailor-made, so you will be choosing your courses that are more relevant for your professional career. So I think that this last part, more tailor-made, it's one of the strengths of the program. And in the middle, we have 3 international weeks in Brazil with our partner Fundação Getúlio Vargas. In Asia, you can choose China or India. They went to India. They will explain us later. India, we are going to ISB. China, we are going to Hantai in Shanghai. And the last international week is in Georgetown, in Washington. Also, some of the electives can be abroad, and even in August we have a summer optional study tour. So really the program is very international. It gives you a very wide global vision of doing business, not only because of the international weeks, but also and mainly I would say because of the different nationalities represented in the classroom, but that they will explain better than me. So I would like to now start already asking them some questions so we can learn more about their personal experience. So of course, first question for you would be, why did you thought doing this executive MBA? Ladies first, so Naima, share with us.
Yeah. So my name is Naima, I'm 29, I am French. I have lived and worked in the UK, in France, and now in Barcelona. I started, I've got my professional background, I studied chemistry. So I started as a project manager, then I became an entrepreneur. And when I was an entrepreneur, I realized that I was missing key elements in business, and I didn't have the right network around me to actually, to pull me through. So I thought that doing an executive MBA will help me to have this 360 view of running a business. So that's why I did it, and I also wanted to grow my network.
So my name is Alexei. I'm from Russia. I work in a big IT company, a big multinational company called Atos, and specifically I lead the team, which is quite big, more than 30 people. And my team is in charge of delivering technical and IT security services and managing some applications for Olympic Games and other major sport events. So around 3 years ago, I got a promotion. And then I started, after these first couple of years, I was learning just from experience because there were a lot of new things that I could learn from. And then around 1 year or maybe more, I realized that there are some gaps. And then if I want to grow professionally, if I want to understand business, how the company where I work, how it operates, then I need to mitigate these gaps. So then I was looking at the MBA.
Perfect. And then I would say, and why Esade? Was because of the monthly format, the international weeks? Explain us a little bit the motivation, why Esade?
I chose Esade not because of, the monthly format helped because it's in English, but I wanted to go to an European business school that was well regarded outside of its home country. So the main reason why I chose Esade.
Yeah, for me it was kind of similar. So I was looking at English in top European schools, and then the monthly format, because I didn't want to spend all my weekends for studies. So then I was looking at this for like a monthly format, English, and in the top rankings.
Well, we have in this program people from very different nationalities. For me, I think this is one of the strengths of the program, but also it's very challenging. How do you manage to do all this teamwork? Because there's a lot of teamwork in the program. How do you manage to do teamwork with people based in several different countries while working at the same time?
Well, let's say it's not too difficult, because at work, well, I'm working at Agilent, which is a biotech company. So Agilent, let's say I've got counterparts in India, I've got counterparts in England, in the US. So we are used to actually work in this way, teleconference and things like that. So let's say that the way we work is the future. So with the team, we find different ways to work together. We do it through Skype. We work with emails, or we have shared files. So it's not too difficult. What's difficult is to find time, but because we are in a school, well, everybody is so collaborative. People understand when sometimes you have something important that you have to do. So let's say that we are able to manage our time efficiently with our family and with our colleagues from the MBA.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. So I also work with a lot of countries, like some countries in Asia, like Japan, China, Korea, some countries in Europe, like Poland, the Netherlands. So I think that this is the way how in the future all the teams are going to collaborate remotely, not on site. And of course there are some challenges, because, for example, in the groups we have 5-6 people, so we need to get all these people for the call at the same time, but at the end it works. So it's challenging, but at the end it works out.
And Naima, you explain us that this entrepreneurial spirit you have, and that you found that Esade could fit here. Can you explain us how have you already take advantage of the entrepreneurial ecosystem that we offer here at Esade? Can you explain us a little bit?
So there are lots of events at Esade, lots of events, but usually choose the one that are, let's say, in sync with the entrepreneurial spirit and with biotech, pharmaceutical, things like that. And this is where I feel the most comfortable. I can say that I was very happy, because this is what I was looking for. The people are very collaborative. The backgrounds are very diverse. So it's very easy to find, let's say, somebody that can build an application and somebody that is a designer of a shoe, for example. So it's very diverse. I actually found what I was looking for.
Great. And Alexei, I always thought that you can be very entrepreneurial in a big corporation. So are you having all this entrepreneurial spirit also? Explain us.
Yeah, well, when I was thinking about starting MBA, I, to be honest, I didn't think even once that I'm going to be an entrepreneur. But right now, because this, this environment, this atmosphere that we have in Esade, it's, I mean, there are a lot of people that are speaking about their own business. There are a lot of people that are speaking about that they want to start business. So it's something that I'm now reconsidering, and I think that maybe not in the short term, because I'm still quite a corporate person, but maybe in the middle term or long term, I want to start my own business.
Great. And also one of the highlights of the program is these 3 international weeks. You've already been in Brazil, in Asia, not yet the US, but so far, which were your takeaways from these international weeks? Can you explain us, Naima?
So the international weeks, well, they were a lot of fun, but they were also very rich in knowledge. Let's say, the most important thing for me was actually trying to understand the way people do business in these countries, and being able to experience the country while learning their economical and geopolitical state actually really helped us. So very happy about the program, and also they actually help us. They gave us some insight about how we could actually help, or how we could actually use the resources of these countries, or give our own resources, start our own businesses there, things like that. How we could be helpful.
Yeah, so for me, because I'm from Russia, it's a developing country, so to go to other two developing countries was super interesting, because I was always comparing, okay, here in Brazil it's like that, in Russia it's like this, here it's similar, here it's different, the same for India. And I mean, both trips were very, both in terms of the knowledge and in terms of education and in terms of life experience, they were really great. Yeah.
And well, I know that one part of the MBA that really stresses people is the admission process. I always say that we want all your energy during the MBA, not during the process. We are here to help you. But I know that even we say that, everybody gets very stressed. So would you share with us some tips during the admission process and during the decision process?
Yeah. I would say to try to study the GMAT. I did it through a mobile application, and it was very helpful to try to understand the question and everything. But the most important thing is actually to take the admission test, because I don't think you have to be a quack in finance to actually be in an MBA. You have to have skills, and your skill will be valued by your classmates. And imagine a classroom full of scientists or mathematicians. I think it wouldn't be so interesting. So I think Esade value a bit more your background, your skills, your life experiences, and things like that, than just being good at, let's say, math.
Yeah, that is true. We really want to reinforce the message that at Esade, the test, it's a little part of the process. We can do GMA, GRE, or Esade test, but yeah, I can tell you that yes, we really look all candidates. But how did you live also all this process? Which are your tips, Alexei?
Well, the first one is, actually I agree with Naima, first do the tests before, because I was thinking that, okay, I'm an engineer and I don't need to prepare. And then I started doing some tests, and I realized it's not about, the tests are about the knowledge, but also about the way the question asked and the way they expect you to provide an answer. Okay, so do the tests, basically, yeah. So, and then don't worry, don't be scared. And just, if you have some doubts, as Naima said, don't think that, okay, maybe I don't fit because of this, I don't fit because of this, because the class is really diverse and every person can contribute. So the best would be to contact to Judith or to the admission team and to speak with them, and they will help you to understand what if you fit or not, and they will help you with the advice.
And also it's important to understand if it's the right school, the right program, but also the right moment. How did you feel it was now the right moment for you? And you was explaining before that for you it was important to have the chance to visit a real class. So how was the decision process of if it's now the right moment? Because I know that sometimes people, they think, oh, maybe next year. So how do you think, okay, now it's the right moment?
For me, the right moment, well, I had been looking for about 2 years for the right school, and I am the youngest one of the program. So actually, it was quite early for me to get into this program. But my entrepreneurial spirit and my drive were very. I knew that this was it for me. I was not going to do another program, or I would try the next year. So I think this is what actually showed my passion and my motivation.
Yeah, in fact, the average age is 34. You are 33, so quite in the average. It's true that Naima, I think you're the youngest in the class this year. But how did you find it was your moment, Alexei?
How did I find it? It was my moment.
Now, why now the MBA? Because many people, they think, oh, next year.
No, I was, I'm not this kind of person, so I was thinking that, okay, I don't want to wait 1 year because I think that I'm ready, okay, and also I spoke with 2 persons from the previous year, and then they were very open, and then they provided a lot of useful information. And then I decided this is the time, and then I was thinking, okay, like there are some, some challenges here, but I decided that I want to do it, and then at the end, all challenges, they disappeared.
Yeah, sure.
If I can add to that, I would say as well that what actually helped me was the visit to the Esade, to the previous intake, because visiting them and seeing the diversity in the room actually made my choice, because I felt like I was in my universe. So.
Yes. Yeah.
No. I just wanted to say, if you have any question, you can ask Naima or myself. We will be happy to answer any question. I mean, right now or later, you can contact us.
Yeah, I forgot to tell at the beginning that at the end we will have like a chat, so you can pose questions, and of course you can send us an email to emba@esade.edu, and if somebody wants their email, of course they are more than welcome. Each time that the group is here once per month, our classes are open, so if anyone wants to join a real class, we are very open and more than welcome. I work at Esade, so I have to say how wonderful we are, so that's why I always try to connect you with people like Alexei, like Naima. They were like you, thinking, oh, should I do an MBA now or not at Esade, yes or not? So feel free to join us a real class, that's for sure. Naima, also, I wanted to ask you, how would you describe one day in your executive MBA? It's like sitting down and just listening, or what's about, because it's very long days. It's almost 12 hours every day. So explain us an example of how would be a day in your life in the executive MBA, because maybe people that they don't know, that's something that they were wondering about.
Actually, the day at the MBA is very, I would say that it's moving a lot. Let's say we will arrive in the morning, we'll have a coffee, and then we'll come to class, and maybe we'll have some group work. So the teachers are quite different. Some of them make us do group work, some of them are really trying to involve us in the conversation, the discussion. We are doing exercise during the classroom, but it's very different. If you do finance, maybe you will have to work with your computer and do something on the Excel. If you are doing marketing, maybe you will have to do a simulation, go to another room. This is very exciting, for example. And we don't have one day which is the same as the other.
What's your opinion, Alexei?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's not like, I think in Esade we have very good combination of case-based study, like some lectures, group work, and then a lot of discussions. We have really a lot of discussions in the class and out of the class, and personally I learn a lot from other people and from these discussions.
And well, as a people, they are all based in different countries, and the program is 3 intense days during these 18 months. The rest of the month, how many hours do you dedicate, or how do you organize with the team? How do you keep connected with the group? Could you explain us?
Well, normal stuff, like we have a WhatsApp group. We have a WhatsApp group. We have a share. Well, Esade provided us with a share file, a share folder, so we use that to actually put all our files, our folders and everything. I do not dedicate my weekdays unless I am on, my deadline is not, I didn't manage to reach them. For my personal assignment, I just dedicate weekend. But for the group work, I dedicate more time. Depends of what I am assigned to do, because we assign work to each other and things like that. So I think for most people it's the same. We tend to dedicate more time to the group work than to our own assignment, because it's a group effort. So we dedicate a long time, but not so much. Let's say we have time for a beer. We have time to go out. We're not actually. We're not nuns, so it's okay.
What about you, Alexei? How do you manage with your group?
Well, right now we are in the same group with Naima, so we manage in the same way. But I agree. Like personally, I apply a little bit different approach. I try to study a little bit every day, or just a little bit, so I have more time on weekends. But it really depends on the schedule, on which assignments you need to deliver. If you are maybe a little bit late, then you need to work more. Okay. And in terms of the tools, like we use, as Naima said, we use standard tools like Skype. Sometimes appear in, and we have like we use SharePoint, some share folders, and it's I think it's very efficient.
I forgot to mention that the teamwork, we change every 4 months. So the first team, it's, I know, your favorite team, and people, they cry, oh, we don't want to separate. But we think it's good to go and share with different groups. First, because also you will have the chance to meet more deeply with almost all the classmates. But also because managing a team, it's part of the learning. There's some teams that they want to do everything together, or there's other teams that they spread and they put it the night before in a Dropbox. So it's nice having the chance to change your teams. But the first one, I know it's very traumatic when we separate you.
The second one. No, and I think we learned from the experience, from the previous experience. And one thing about dedication of time, how much time do you need? It really depends. Sometimes I realized, and in our team, I think it happened, is that, okay, we really like this assignment. It's something that we want to do very super well, and we spend a lot of time. But it's not that we are obliged to do this. It's just because we really like the subject, we really like the assignment. So we have, for example, we had a assignment about the rehearsals, negotiations, prepare negotiations, and we did like 2 rehearsals by Skype. You know, it's so it depends on you. What if you like more this assignment, you spend more time. If you maybe like less, you spend less time.
And well, I know that you still haven't started with the business plan. That's more at the end of the program. But will you use that to do your own idea? Because the business plan you can do from your own idea from the big corporation. So it can be an intrapreneurship plan. So I was wondering if you already thought if you are going to use this business plan to develop your ideas. It can be on an individual basis or in teamwork. Will you do it on your own, or will you want to share the rest of the knowledge? How are you going to focus this business plan?
So let's say that I got the idea from a student from the previous intake, which she told me that she actually did 3 business plans. So she was part of 2 different teams that had their own, that had the project, and she had her own because she wanted to. So I was actually thinking of teaming up with some other team because I have 2 ideas. So maybe I will do 2, and maybe I will team up with a 3rd team. Sometime it would, but I think it will be also to try to network with other people which I've never talked to before, and not talked to, but I never actually work with. And that would be interesting, and from different backgrounds as well, because even though we've been changing, it's impossible to be with the 34 people of the classroom. So I think I will do 3 or 2, or
Wow.
We'll see.
Challenging. What about you?
Well, in my case, as I mentioned before, I'm not quite entrepreneur, so I'm still thinking if I do something within the company. Or if not, then I will be happy to join some team and to work to help others, especially if this is something that it's not just for the assignment, but it's something that they want to implement and to start their business later. Then I will be happy to help.
We are talking about teamwork, business plans, a lot of hours, but what about the good moments also? What was your best moment so far in the MBA, so people don't get scared?
For me, the best moments are the moments where we present as a team, or I present alone, because this was something that I was a bit worried about, presenting. And since I've been at the MBA, I was able to, people actually helped me. My classmate actually helped me to improve my skills, and they also reassured me, because this is a big part of the MBA. You are in a safe place where you can actually ask the right question, things that maybe you are not going to ask at work, for example. So it's actually interesting to actually hear a compliment or something that you need to improve on. So that was these are my best moments.
What about you, Alexei? Your best moment?
Well, there were a lot of like very good things. Like if I just need to select one moment, to choose one moment, then I mean it's more personal than professional. Because I like playing football, and then for me to play football on Copacabana in Rio, it was really a great moment, especially with my classmates.
Yeah, and you mentioned personal life. Also, my question here would be, I know this program, it makes you change on a professional way, but do you think there's also a personal impact?
Yeah, of course, it has a personal impact on my life. Maybe on my life more because I'm doing also the MBA with my partner in life as well. He's also in the same intake as me. So let's say that it impacts on both of us because we have to, well, we can party every night, you know, we have to work. And we also have this entrepreneurial spirit. Maybe the idea that we had at the beginning is not the idea that we have today. And the friend that we had at the beginning, we have new friends now. We have new people that can help us in our business. We can do better than what we could do before. So of course it is impacting positively on my life now. At work as well, the assignment that I'm given are much more interesting than what I was given before. I'm being taken much more seriously. So it's positive.
Alexei, what about you?
Well, of course it's positive, the impact, both professional and personal. Here, it's very important when your family supports you. So my wife supports me a lot in my MBA pursuit.
Even she's not doing the MBA?
Even she's not doing the MBA, yeah, because there is some impact on personal life, okay? But it's manageable because we have even people with kids and quite many of them, and they are quite successful. I mean, so it's manageable. And then in terms of personal changes, because we are still in the middle of the program, but I think MBAs, I mean, we get a lot of knowledge, we get a lot of skills, but I think it's more about changing the mindset, like the way how you see your professional career, how you see your life. And here I agree with Naima that it's really important that we have a lot of very different, very smart and very ambitious people in our class, and I learn a lot from them.
Very nice. So I would like to start with the last question because I want also to start with the chat so people can ask their questions that maybe I did not pose you. So to end, describe your experience in the Executive MBA at Esade with one word, one sentence. How would you make it short in one sentence or word?
Well, I would say exciting because I have no idea what is going to happen in 1 year. Well, got a little idea. Maybe in 10 years, in 2 years, I will have my business. But it's very exciting because I don't know exactly what is going to happen. So.
Nice, exciting. I like that word. What about you, Alexei? In one word, one sentence, your MBA experience.
Amazing experience. In one word. Yeah, in 2 words. Yeah, exactly. Like it's similar to Naima. It's now I see much more opportunities than I saw before, and I mean I had some plans about my career like 1 year, 2 years ago, and now I see that there are much more options. Okay, that I didn't see before.
Good. So, well, it has been very helpful, I think, sharing your experience with us. As I told before, if anybody wants to pose more questions, now we have a chat. If there's no questions, and people sometimes is shy and they don't want to post any question, no problem at all. In that case, please remember our email. It's EMBA, 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 at esade.edu. So please feel free, send us your questions. If you want their emails, I'm sure they will be more than happy to share your experience. And remember that our campus is open for you, so if you want to join a real class, just let us know and you are more than welcome. So I think this first Facebook Live video was not so bad. I think we did very good. We can go for the Oscars holiday next year. So thank you very much for sharing this time with us, and hope to see you soon in our campus. Thank you.